All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me here on the flip side. I'm Sam, and this is where we put up all of our contents and stuff. Pay no mind to Eric. He's just a grumpy old man, and he knows that. Just joking, Eric. Yes, once again, you were waiting on me because I do have somewhat, I know it doesn't look like it most of the time, but I do have somewhat of a method that's going on here, and often that method gets messed up, but that's how it goes. We're on the flip side. That's just how it is. It's good to have you here, Eric. Thank you for being here. Philip Zomberger's here after yesterday's It Belongs in a Museum. Of course I got to be here for this. Yeah, all right, here to harass. Save comments till the end. Howdy, howdy. Everybody to live chat. Yes, indeed. David Brownlee. Oh, it's another Lord of the Rings game. Wouldn't it be cool if it were, though? I mean, definitely not worth it. Totally tongue-in-cheek. I know you're joking around, but it would be pretty cool to have this big old hamster wheel, and it looks like the One Ring with the Elvish inscription on it and everything. Maybe I should do that. Ooh. With my copious amounts of free time, yeah, that might be something to look at. Method of madness, you got that right. There is a method to the madness. Love me some barbecued hamster inside a tasty toasted roll. Hamster rolls. Oh, I don't know about that. That doesn't sound appetizing at all. All right, so what are we going to do today? Well, we have a live review. You know, you probably understand what a review is. A review is a review. I'm going to tell you how the game plays. I'm going to tell you what I think about it. That's basically what we're doing here, but this is a live review, which means that you, yes, you, the people I'm pointing at, you get to input into this conversation. It is not just going to be one-sided. So I'm going to interact with chat, as you've already seen me doing with Eric. That is Bushman. So we're going to be interacting and having some fun and goofing around a little bit, but that's just how it goes here on the flip side. We like to have fun, we like to have community, and that's what we do. Now, this is Hamster Roll, and yes, it's a huge box. As you can see, it's a huge hamster wheel, basically. And this is not a new game. This is an older game. It's from the year 2000, I believe. So this is a good 25 years old. But we have a newer publisher, 25th Century Games, that's going to be distributing this in the States. I believe that's the relationship there. Maybe 25th Century will be here. I know that they know this is happening. Maybe Chad will show up. Maybe he won't. He's a busy guy. No worries if he doesn't. But generally speaking, Zockspiel is the game that the company that put this out in Europe, and now it's being distributed here in the States by 25th Century Games, denoted by that big old thing right there, 25th Century Games. Anyway, 25th Century Games sent me this box in a box of other review games, some of which that I'm starting to get to as far as reviews are concerned. Sausage Sizzle did a review of that over on the Dice Tower earlier today. Go check that out if you haven't done it already. Fun little game. Tasso Banana, we talked about that the other day. Played that a bunch at, get it, a bunch, at Dice Tower West. Going to play it some more so we can do a review of that here in the near future. Jesse and I played Dracula versus Van Helsing while we were at Dice Tower West, so want to play that a few more times before we review it, but I'm planning on doing that review next week over on the Dice Tower. So 25th Century is one of those companies that I like what they're doing. Many of the games that are being put out by 25th Century are very family-centric games. Or as far as the weight is concerned. And those are the kinds of games that I'm usually gravitating towards in many of our board game nights that we host. So almost, not all, but almost their entire line are games that I've played and I enjoy and can totally put my weight behind. So Hamster Roll here is not a 25th century game that I'm aware of. Again, I don't know the exact details of the relationship between Zogspiel and 25th century games, but I believe it is some kind of partnership. All right, so anyway, Hamster Roll, not a new game, but being newly distributed by another company, 25th Century Games here in America. So let's go ahead and put this over here on the side, and then we will answer some of these things here. Don't knock it till you try it. Copyright infringement. No, it's not copyright infringement. Yeah, a game about throwing hamsters in a volcano. What could go wrong? It's actually not about throwing hamsters into a volcano, but good try. Volcano hamster. Love it. Lava it? On a pita? Maybe. I got a laser. I might put the ring inscription on it now. See? That's how it works. This is going to be fun. Yeah, it sure will be. He just gave me free reign. He'll be sorry. Yeah, I probably will be. Family-centric, like Wine Cellar. Well, the way you play the game is very family weight-centric. It's not... And there's not anything inherently wrong with collecting wine or stocking a wine cellar. I would dare say there's not anything wrong with drinking wine. I would probably go as far to say that there's something wrong with, getting plastered, but drinking wine, there's nothing wrong with that. Collecting wine, nothing wrong with that. So yes, I'm going to stand behind my statement and say that that is a family-centric theme. And Vincent Dutrait's artwork. So, all right, so here we go. Let's get down to the table, and I'll explain how the game works, and we'll go from there. So here is the hamster wheel, and I did that just for scale. I know, no, actually I did that because it's kind of fun to do that. I don't know why it's fun to do that, but. So you set the hamster roll on the table so that it's basically just sitting there, and then you take the starting thing right here and you put it in the bottommost compartment, and a compartment is between these two dividers here. So I put that there. Now you determine who's going to go first. Let's say that this person right here is going to go first, and they're going to basically place one of their pieces. The object of the game, let's go ahead and say that real quick. The object of the game is to get rid of all of your pieces first. Now, when you place a piece onto the hamster roll, you have to place it into a compartment that the last person placed in, or the next compartment, or the compartment after that. So, if somebody had already placed here, then I could place my piece here, here, or here on this compartment. But because this is the first person, we skip the compartment that is right next to this and we go right on up. So I'm going to go ahead and place this red one right here, just like that. Oh, now I dropped it and it fell out, so I have to basically take it back and my turn's over. But let's say that I'm not being stupid. And that's going to pull that over, just like that. Now, I'm going to pull it. You wouldn't normally pull this back, but I'm going to pull it back so that it is going to be back into the camera angle. All right, so there is the first. Maybe if I turn it this way, that's going to really mess things up. Anyway, that's probably a better thing. Oh, no, don't move. Okay. All right, so here we go. I've placed my first thing in here now, and I skipped, so it's ready to go. Now it's the next person's turn over here. Now, when they place a new thing, they can place, like I said, here, here, or here. If they choose to place it in the same compartment as where I placed it, first of all, they can't use the same color piece. They have to use a different color piece, and it has to reach further than the last piece did. So you see how the red piece goes to here and the yellow piece goes just a little bit closer to that one? That's a legal placement. All right. So now that person's done. It comes over to this person. They're going to take something, and you know what? We're just going to go ahead and go for the gusto here, and we're going to take this bad boy and place it right here, just like that. All right. So now it's continuing to roll. What happens with this? That doesn't count as one of the pieces. It just kind of comes out, I think. So, and again, this would normally just continue rolling, but because of the for the review, we're just going to keep doing this. All right. So now what happens is it comes to this person. I can't put the yellow one right here. It wouldn't work anyway because it's not going to go further than that other one. But is that? No, it's the same piece. All right, so I'm going to have to go into the next one, and I'm going to place this guy right here. Now, each of the pieces has a different weight to it. Now it comes back to me. I can't place my blue one here. I know that the yellow one is the same size as that, so I can't get one of those up there. So I'm going to have to go to this one because any of these aren't going to reach closer to that. But what you can do is you can do stuff like this, where you can put this in there and you're good to go. The edge of mine has reached further than that one, so that works. Now it comes over to this person's turn, and let's see. We're going to use our blue one up here and place that in here just like that. And so now we're going to continue working, right? So now this person maybe doesn't want to put up there too much. So let's try to get, can't put the blue one. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. And we're going to try to put that right in there just like that. All right. So now we come back to this guy, and this guy is, well, he's like, man, what am I going to do? It's going to roll over here or something like that. So let's go ahead and make this big one out there, and we're just going to put it on here like this. All right. And so that's going to make it roll like that, which is making this pop up a little bit. All right. So you get the idea of the game. And what you're basically trying to do here is you're just trying to get rid of all of your pieces. And if something falls out, let's just continue going here for a little bit. Where did I stop? I stopped with this guy. So let's go ahead and put this person in here like that. Boom. And then this person comes over here and says, okay, well, if you're going to do that, I'm just going to do that. Oh, let's fix that a little bit. And so now this person has to go, and we really are getting close to these popping out. I don't want them to pop out on my watch. So let's maybe put a little bit of a lighter one in there. Will this fit? Yep, just like that. All right, so now it comes over to this person, and I can't fit that in there. Maybe I could fit this one like this. Oh boy. And now this person has no recourse. Wow. I'm just going to do this. All right. Now this person over here is going to have to, let's see if I can move it over again. And again, you would not normally do that. This person is going to try to do this right here. Just like that. And so this person is like, well, dadgummit, what am I going to do? And they might have to do something like this right here. And so now this person is going to try to do, nope, they're just going to do this. Oh, these are like super, super duper. So now this person is super in a pickle. We're just going to put this one and hope see, we could do something like that. That's cool. Over here, I certainly can't put it here because oh wait, maybe. All right, so that got in there. Oh no, I can't because it's got a purple. Oh, poo-poo. Dang it. All right, well, I'm just gonna go up here, see if that works. And so now it comes over here to this person, and now I have to place on this or this. Well, placing on that's not going to work. It won't even stay up there. So we'll try to do that. Oh, well. Okay, well, I didn't. Let's just say that I do that. But this and this has to come back here. And so now these people, this person has a couple extra that they didn't really want. But now it is back to me. I have to place here or there. So now, and I can't place any of these, so I'll put that right here like this. And the game continues until one person has nothing left. So, our family is all about the wine, David says. Philip Zomberg, let me see that hamster roll. Hamster roll. Hilarious game, Hamster Roll. Yes, if 25th Century is here, please understand I will tone it down because people here know me and I don't want to portray unprofessionalism to Sam's stream. Don't worry about it. If not here, the gloves are off. Chad's a cool guy. He would understand. Brad is here. What's up? What? Let's see. I like G.K. Chesterton's getting drunk on wine is wrong, but the mere drinking of it is not. In the same way that gluttony is wrong, but the eating of bread is not. Yep, there you go, Jeff. You got it. Actually, I thought the cone does count as a piece. Okay, well, let me see. I will check. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, something fell out. As the game, pieces may fall out of the hamster roll. Pieces considered to have fallen out. It doesn't. I'm not seeing where it says. Now, if you have the rule book in front of you, which Philip, I think you do because you said you bought it the other day. But if that's the case, then I would have added this to my piece here, and there you have it. But it seems you're not allowed to roll the wheel while holding it. However, you can push the wheel into a new position using your piece while you place it. If the hamster wheel moves too far away from the middle of the table, you can slide it back to the middle with one hand, taking care not to let it roll. It doesn't, I don't see anything that talks about that starting piece. Put the black cone in the bottommost compartment. You must take all of the fallen pieces. I guess the cone is a piece, but I mean it's not one of the pieces that the players get though. So I don't think it is. But anyway, you do what you want. It's a dexterity game. Where am I? Let's see. What is the reboxing on this monster? Can you put it sideways? Guess you can. Wonder if he'll notice. Oh, can't same color. Interesting. But he explained that there where you're not paying attention. Where am I? Needs a base with rollers on it so it spins in place so you don't run out of table. Ooh, now that sounds like an engineer talking. That would be pretty cool, actually. Have a base down here that has rollers on both sides of it so that it does freely roll. But that would have to be a well-oiled or something to make sure that those spinners were that would track well, I guess. But that is a cool idea. That's a really cool idea. Have a base, because then it just kind of rolls. That is pretty cool. Great idea, DB. This isn't Twin Peaks. No, it isn't Twin Peaks. You're correct. All right, so maybe the cone goes in there, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe when it falls out, it becomes one of those pieces you have to place, or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. But that is, generally speaking, how you play Hamster Roll. Is not a difficult game at all. It's very much a party dexterity game. We have taken this to some a board game night, and it got played many times. I played the first couple of times that we did it, and it was kind of like an opening game that we were playing as people started to show up, and then once more people started to show up, then could play at the table. Then I broke off and started getting other people going in games and stuff like that. So, but we played it a few times, and it is fun. Now, it's one of those kinds of dexterity games that I do enjoy, and the reason I enjoy it is because it isn't one of those things that you have to have small hands, or you have to have an incredibly steady hand in order to play it and do well at it. And that's one of the things that I liked about it, is because most of the dexterity games that I've come across, for example, Jenga. Everybody knows Jenga, right? You can kind of tap on it, and there's a lot of different house rules for Jenga and stuff like that. But generally speaking, if you have to use your pinky, I do at least, to push those things, and it's just super frustrating for me. Jenga isn't that bad, but it's an example of what I'm talking about. People that have smaller fingers are much better at testing and then pushing through and then pulling out those Jenga blocks. This is not like that. The wheel is big enough to where you can get your hand inside of it and place and hold it and all that other kind of stuff. Now, you are going to be if you're anything like me, you're going to be shaking and all of that kind of stuff. So there is a level of dexterity to it. It's not just easy peasy. But it's a level of dexterity that I'm comfortable with. And most of the people that were playing, if not all of the people that were playing it the last time we took it to game night, they were absolutely having a blast. Now, of course, it's definitely just an appetizer. It's a good game to pull out if you have a group of people that are coming over that are maybe not normally gamers, but they do play those party-esque dexterity type games. It's great for that because there is a level of thought process that's going on here. What with not being able to place the same color in the same spot, and not being able to place something that won't reach as far to the next barrier as a previous piece that has been played. Those are the kinds of restrictive decisions that you have to make that make this a little bit more of a game rather than just an activity. So I really do think that this is a great little revival of a game. There's, I guess, plenty of dexterity games that are out there, but I think this one has, just by look alone, it has an interesting table presence, and it's got a pretty fun game wrapped around it as well. Let's see here. Yeah, old people in dexterity ain't awesome. You could always try playing Jenga on top of the ring if you need an expert mode. I don't think so. I guess the rule book is not explicitly say anything about the cone, just how the how-to video I watched did. There you go. All right, well, that's fine. But I mean, it makes sense. It is technically a piece that is inside the hamster wheel. So if it falls out, then it gets added to whomever it falls out on. So I guess that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I just didn't see it specifically mentioned in the rule book. Never mind. Do you like it, knowing your love of dexterity games? Well, here's the thing. Luke Shirus is here. What's up, Luke? Good to see you. Here's the thing. I did enjoy it, yes. And I think part of the reason why I enjoy often, let me compose my thought a little bit here. Often when I am at a game night, much of my enjoyment of that night is based upon, maybe not centered around, but based upon how other people are enjoying the game. So if I teach somebody a game that is neither really kind of here or there for me, then I'm going to derive most of my enjoyment from that game based on how I perceive other people are enjoying it. And I will say that this was an absolute hit. We talked about it yesterday, a couple of days ago, I guess. Kenny and Karen are a grandparent couple that come to our game nights, and we played this with them. And I was talking to her on the way into church the other day, and she said that she purchased it because she was about to go spend some time with her grandkids, and this was going to be one that she wanted to see if they would like. And it's that kind of connection that will help me derive enjoyment from a game that I maybe wouldn't like as much on my own. Now, if I am in a situation where I think a party-esque game would do better than one of these other designer games that are behind me, then I think that it needs to be, maybe dexterity was, I don't know. My thought process would, if my thought process is leading me towards a party dexterity game, this is going to be one of the ones I pull out. Now, I don't have a whole lot of them, but would I rather play this or Jenga? This all day and twice on Sunday. I just think it's more fun than Jenga is. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with Jenga. I just think this is better. So that puts it in a little bit of a different echelon for me. So while I don't necessarily enjoy dexterity games, I do enjoy games that I can have fun with that other people will enjoy a lot. And I think that's the category that this one falls into for me. Check your email relevant to this game discussion. I'd like a guide, Giro. All right. Check my email relevant to this discussion. Right now, Luke? Are you telling me to do that right now? Right now. Oh, there's a hamster figure. Oh, ooh. All right, I think I might have to purchase that because is it the same weight though, bro? Because if it's the same weight, I'm all in like Flynn, bro. I will purchase that hamster figure in a heartbeat if indeed it's about the same weight as this thing right here. That's awesome. To replace your cone? Yes, sir. I'm going to try that. Sam ate 'em, Ryan. What? The whole pita is gone. What are you guys talking about? Might add as the tiebreaker. Am I missing something? I don't see any rodents on the table. Why am I reading this backwards? That's funny. But if you don't have a choice, the more wine you drink, the better it pairs with hamster. Ooh. I just don't know that I would. It's on Etsy. Shave that hamster to weight. Shave it. Share your screen for others. I can. Let me see. Hold on. Jeez Louise, you people. All right, I'll go there. But I don't want to. All right, we'll do this. We'll do that. Okay, here we go. I have to buy all that stuff? I don't want to buy all those 43 pack pet pretend play toys. I don't want to buy all those things. All right, I got to show it just so that you all can see how crazy Luke is. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it just for you guys because it's that weird. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this, a window, this. Google. Yep, that's the one. So this is the link that Luke just sent me. And no, I'm not purchasing this playset just for one of these guys, one of these little hamster dudes. Although that's a really cool hamster right there. That's a really cute hamster. Wow, there's a lot of cute hamsters in here. But I don't want 42 of them or 47. I don't want all this stuff. I guess I could have Jessie take it into her work. Depends on how big they are. Product size. Here we go. 3 inches. 3 by 3. Yeah, I might have to do this. I could give the rest of the set to Jessie to take into her work. Oh dear. All right. I'll leave it there. My goodness. What are you doing to me, Luke? You're making me buy hamster toy sets. Ugh. And then we could house rule it that if the hamster falls out of the wheel, he's unconscious and you don't have to place him again. We could do that. That's a possible thing. I could definitely see that happening. All right, give the rest to Sunday school class. Yep, like we don't know. How are you tonight, Eric? Ken Albert asks. Great, Ken, thanks. Philip says, since you may have missed it in chat, but don't forget the pass constructively rule. The pass constructively rule in the back. Pass constructively rule. Don't use the pass constructively option when playing this variant. Pass constructively. Where is that notice? Where is that even talking about? You just broke me, bro. The heck? What is the pass constructively argument? When things fall out, oh, there it is. If you think you can't use any of your pieces, you may pass constructively, provided you have not yet started to place your piece. To do this, choose a piece in one of your 2 lowest compartments to take out of the wheel and place as your turn. Yeah, I guess. I never ran into that as a rule, and I do, of course, remember that rule, but I mean, I just forgot it was called the pass constructively rule. But I don't think we ever did that. We always tried to place our pieces, and we usually didn't have a problem with placing a piece as long as we were careful. But yeah, there's also a team variant. I'll just go ahead and say this now. You can play a 2-player, 3-player, or 4-player. And if you can play 4-player single players each, or you can play 2-on-2. If you play 2-on-2, you're going to be, basically, you're still going to be taking turns placing your pieces, but when one of you is out, you can actually start taking pieces from that person, from your teammates' pile, and start placing them as well. And if your placement of one of their pieces makes some fall out, you still take them. They don't. But the game will end when you have 2 people on one team are out of pieces, or if you have 1 person on both teams that are out of pieces. And then if it ends that way, whoever has the fewest amount of pieces left, whichever team has the fewest amount of pieces left, is the winner. So you can play team. And what I believe Philip was talking about is that there's a variant in the game where each player receives 1 set of 7 pieces to play. You collect any pieces that fall out in the hamster wheel during your turn and keep them separate from the pieces you started with. You will not play those collected pieces in your future turns. Do not use the pass constructively option. The game ends when one player has placed or tried to place their starting 7 pieces. To score, each player places the pieces they collected end to end using the longest sides. The player whose line of collected pieces is shortest is the winner. So there's a variant to play there instead of just trying to get rid of all of your stuff. But that would be a fun thing to try at the very least. But we haven't tried it. But we just always played to get the fewest pieces out. But we really enjoy this game. College AT, read the business card of rules for me and explain, please. Shut up, Eric, you jerk. Well, there are rules on both sides of the page. Yes, that's correct. No, I wasn't lost. I was looking for a specific phrase. Come on, it's not the same. Yeah, he loves it. Chat C's are rough today. Good luck, Sam. Yeah, I know. But anyway, I give this, as a dexterity game, I give this 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up because I really do enjoy this game, and it's the kind of dexterity game that I will willfully pull out and see if people want to play. I will not. It's not one of those that if somebody else asks if we can play it, then sure, maybe I'll play it. If people say, hey, have you got any dexterity games? I will willfully say, yes, here's Hamster Roll, let's try it out. I know that's almost splitting hairs, but for me, it's a big deal because I usually just don't like dexterity games that much. But this is one that I enjoy. This is one that has a great table presence. I like the component quality. It's nice wood pieces, and it just works well. And I've seen it work so well. There's no reason for me not to like this game. Now again, it is a dexterity game, so if people are willing to play something else, that's probably what we're going to do. But if this is one that I'll be happy to play at any given time. And I think it is one that I can absolutely recommend to people who have similar types of situations in their game group where they do have a lot of new players, or they have game nights where just a couple of people show up early. You can get this played, have some fun while you're waiting for other people to show up. It works well in those kinds of situations, and it's fun. And that's a big ticket for me. Oh yeah, add people to a wheel. Is there a giant version of this? I would imagine that there is. I don't know that it is. I don't think it's sold in retail, but I don't recall. I'll just put it that way. But there's a part of my brain that wants to think that yes, I've seen a large version of this somewhere, but I can't remember where it could have been. It might have been overseas somewhere, but I just don't remember. But it does seem like one of those games that you would find larger versions of it. But it is pretty large in and of itself. So take that. Warned you, gloves off, deal. All right. Is there a giant version of this? That would be interesting. What did Ryan say? Oh, okay, yeah. Add people to the wheel. That would be gross. Such as a as a dexterity game, but how does it rank as a deck builder? It doesn't. Do you like tumbling dice? Nah. I mean, tumbling dice for me is more of an activity than it is a game, because maybe I'm just a teensy bit cynical, but there's no way for you to control where that die is going to stop. There's no way to, I mean, you can maybe push it off in the right direction, but it could hit a corner of itself weird and just pop off in a wild direction. There's no real control or skill going on there. So it's more of just an activity than it is an actual game. And I think this falls more squarely in the realm of a game. I also don't know that I would call tumbling dice a dexterity game. It's a dice rolling game. You're just rolling dice, and I guess there is some level of pseudo skill in how you drop the die and how much oomph you put behind it and all of that other kind of stuff. But I just don't put these two games, or those two games rather, in the same category. So I wouldn't compare the two. But I do like tumbling dice, but it's just not. This has more decisions to make, in my opinion. The new People in a VW Bug game. People in a yellow VW Bug. Okay. 2 dexterity games this week with 2 thumbs this week. What was the other? What was the other dexterity game? Maybe Tasso Banana? Was that it? I didn't do any other dexterity game. Oh! Maybe you're talking about that one? I don't know. What other dexterity game are you talking about? A great dexterity game I've recently played was Box Top Pinball Haunted House. That's interesting. That sounds really cool, actually. Bananas, yes. Okay, yeah. Well, I haven't really given that a review yet because I've only played it a couple of times, and I want to see, because you can get, with Tasso Banana, there is dexterity games. It is a dexterity game, but it's also kind of lucky because sometimes you can get it to lay just right on top of those when you're stacking the bananas, and other times it just slides right off. So I want to play it a little bit more to see where I fall on it, because right now I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong, but it seems like it might be too much of a dexterity game in that this one is not. You seem pretty high on banana. Yeah, I did, but it's no crokinole. Well, I will agree with that. Crokinole is a fun game. Now that I've played it the way you're supposed to play it, it is a fun game. But I like this one too. 2 thumbs up, definitely. Great job on this game, Sam. Thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate you. All right, well, that's about that. This is going to be it. It's just not a difficult game. If you have any other questions or anything like that, you let me know, but I don't think you will, because this is, like what has been pointed out, rules are not very extensive here. So, yeah, always build ahead, always build in the way that the ring is moving, that the wheel is moving. Yeah, pretty simple. Oh, one thing that is mentioned in the rule book that I wanted to say, and that is that your turn is timed. A 30-second timer is put on your turn, and if you go past that 30, like if it goes off while you're trying to place it, you just have to let go of your piece. And if it falls out, you have to take it. And if anything else falls out, you have to take it. I just don't play with that rule. I let people take as long as they want. Most people do not take a long time playing the game. And generally speaking, I'm more often than not hard against timed turns. More often than not. There are a few exceptions, but more often than not, I'm hard against timed turns. I don't like real-time games, generally speaking. And this one definitely does not have to be played that way. If you really want the extra challenge, fine and dandy, use that rule. But I don't. Fun stream. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it. Everyone have a great night. That is absolutely cool. It's actually made it sound fun. Very good, very good. You need to play Carmina Burana in the background next time you play this game. Well, probably not true. Time rule is a non-rule for me too. Absolutely, Philip. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining me. I certainly appreciate your time and effort being here. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side tomorrow. We're going to take on the Slayer in Final Girl solo mode. Come on back for that tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side. Take care. Yes, Andrew did win this at the VIP luncheon, and he went and picked it up. It was the last thing left, and Andrew got it. And I told Andrew, that's a fun game, Andrew. So that's good. See you later, folks.